What's up, guys? Ray here with another episode of What's New Japan, the show where I talk to you about anime that's coming out in Japan right now as we speak, in the hopes that you'll find it interesting enough to check it out when it finally hits Australian shores. So with no further ado, let's get started. First up on my list for this week is an anime known as Yuushibu, which the full title for is, and bear with me here, Yusha ni Naranakata Ore wo Shibushi. Yeah, I'm going to give up now because the title is way too long, so we'll just call it Yuushibu. Yuushibu follows a young man trained in a program which prepares boys to challenge the demon overlord of the land. But that career path is derailed when another hero defeats the demon, causing, well, a recession in the whole, demon overlord slaying business. So instead, the hero of our anime, who didn't actually become the hero of the anime, he takes a job in a magical item shop, which then becomes slightly more complicated when the demon overlord's daughter also applies for another job at the same shop. So obviously, there's going to be some hilarity there as he, the main protagonist of our anime, struggles to overcome his, innate desire to smite evil and all that, as he has to work with the daughter of the guy that he basically spent his entire life training for. After doing some research, I found that it has been titled as an ecchi anime, so there will be some stuff in there that yeah. So if you're a fan of ecchi anime, I know that Criddle is by pretty much proxy, then definitely check this one out. It does look pretty interesting, and it has a rather interesting storyline as well. Next up on my list is an anime called Log Horizon. Its story takes place when 30,000 Japanese gamers are trapped in the fantasy online game world Elder Tale. What was once a sword and sorcery world is now the real world, and Shiro attempts to survive with his old friend Naosugu and the beautiful assassin known as Akatsuki. Now, if you're anything like me and you have a fully functioning brain, then probably the first thing that you thought of when I said stuck and online world was Sword Art Online. Now, yes, I do understand that the premise of the story is a lot similar to Sword Art Online, but there are a few, I'd say, major differences between the two series that it can be classed as its own thing. But I know that no matter how much I talk about this one, there are always going to be people who are like, oh no, this is Sword Art Online, and they ripped them off and everything. So all I'm going to tell you about this anime, apart from what I already have, is that, seriously, whether you're a fan of Sword Art Online, or you didn't like it, or you're somewhere in the middle, definitely check this one out, because it is different, and it is amazing, and I highly recommend this one. Finally on my list for today is an anime called Seiyu Sentai Voice Torm 7. Actually, on second thoughts, I probably shouldn't call it an anime, as it actually calls itself the first motion comic to air on NTV. The series follows a team of voice acting heroes who protect the peace of Earth for all Earthlings and otaku alike. The motion comic will actually take the original manga and combined it with spoken dialogue, motion effects, and other special effects to create about 15-minute episodes, and it's going to be a full series, so that's 12 episodes each for 15 minutes, pretty much. But it's actually not only got a really interesting story and a really interesting premise, the fact that it's actually not a fully animated series obviously means that not only they had budget restrictions, but it means that they're experimenting with a brand new medium, pretty much, which may end up developing into something that we see a lot more prominently in regular society, pretty much. Because if they can harness this correctly and, make a full-on motion comic rather than an animated series, then that means that there's going to be a lot more series that can actually be made on quite smaller budgets. And, well, pretty much the people that are going to win are going to be everybody, because studios can churn out more original stories at a reduced cost, and we get the end product of enjoying a lot more variety in what we can watch. But still, the story is quite good, and yeah, the arts, the whole motion comic system is pretty intriguing, so I definitely recommend you give it a shot, even if it's just for that. So in another week of What's New Japan, I've told you about an anime where a guy fails to become a hero and kill the demon overlord and ends up working in a magic item shop with his daughter. I told you about another Sword Art Online-esque anime called Log Horizon, where 30,000 Japanese gamers get trapped in another virtual world. And I've told you about the first motion comic to air on NTV, Seiyu Sentai Voice Storm 7. Hopefully one of those appeals to you. I'm Ray. This is What's New Japan. Catch you on the flip side.